Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be optimizing my my academic section in my agenda. So that is my printer in the background because I just printed out new inserts and I don't know what it's doing. So I was just looking around at planner shops, as one does on a Friday night, and procrastinating reading a book. And I found these Cornell notes from Rosie Papeterie, and I just had to download them because this is probably my favorite Cornell note style insert that I've seen so far. So what I love is that she has a date in the subject, and then she puts the, like, she labeled the Q section, and then you have your notes and then your summary. And I've had a lot of people actually ask me about, like, how I take notes, and then I actually saw one comment in particular that asked about Cornell notes. So I was going to put all of this together in my planner, and then I realized, why don't I just do a video, and that way y'all can see what happens when I switch things around, instead of me just being in my next plan with me saying, hey guys, I moved this around. So y'all can kind of get more like background information on things. So as y'all know, this was my first week of my new class, and so I think I've been mentioning it in like several videos, especially recently, that when it's my when I'm in a new class, things can change. So what worked for one class might not work for the other, and that is definitely true in this class, just because it is going to be a little bit tougher, but also because we have a residency period. So we have an in-class portion. I have to read 2 full books before residency. So within 4 weeks, technically 3 because it's the weekend. And there's a lot of writing in this class. And I really, because we're going to be in residency, want to have good notes. And so I want to add a notes section. And if you've been following me for a while, you know, I don't like when things are just like all behind one tab. Like, I like to have tab dividers in tab dividers to easily organize everything, because if all of this was just behind one tab and I had to flip through it, it would drive me insane. It was already driving me insane. I already took this out, but I had this to-do section like right here, even though it was up front. It's still, I didn't like it. I don't know why. It feels out of place. And again, that's just a me thing, but yeah, so I grabbed my second set of top tab dividers. All my tab dividers are from Cloth and Paper. I do get asked that a lot. I love their, I think they call it the glass tab dividers. And because I generally add different subsections in my tabs, I have a lot of top tab dividers. So what we're going to do is we are going to just switch this up a little bit. We're also going to try some new inserts, of course, because why not? I started using my new compact vertical life planner for school, and I like it. I really like it. I just wish it was more broken down, and I know I can break it down. I don't know. I think the best way to put it, because I'm like trying to think of the words, I like it. I don't love it. And when I like something, that's when you notice I'll change things. So like, I love these monthly inserts. So these are staying in here. I like how this works. And when it's a like, it's this is working. However, it probably could be improved, but I like it because it's working. A love is when I'm not going to change it. This is staying in here, right? So like these inserts. And so that's why I'm going to experiment with these new inserts. So these are weekly inserts from Rosie Papeterie, and we'll go into them a little bit more. Of course, everything's going to be linked below. And yeah, these are from Infinite Lotus. Again, I'll go over all that. But my school section is behind my notes and lists, and it makes sense to put a note section in here. I have this custom dashboard that I got when I first started my program. And then we're going to put in the first tab. So first top tab, we are going to do my monthlies, because these are the overview of everything. These, you know, list residency. They have like general information on the back. And these are just what I'm going to flip to the most because of Oh, sorry, our fan just started. Because of all the information that's in here, and then everything's kind of broken down from there. So I have all my little monthly inserts. These are month on 2 pages from Infinite Lotus, and everything that I have I printed out myself, and I printed it on Infinite Lotus paper. Another thing I get asked about, I'm just gonna answer questions too while I'm doing this, is when I say that, everyone's always like, where's the paper? Like, I don't see it. So I have it linked always in the description when I list out everything. So I break everything down by tab. So that way it makes it easier since I know there's so much. So I put, you know, schedule, and then I have it by tab, notes and lists. And now I'm gonna have this section by tab, and then finances. And then I have what's under there. And then below that, you'll see an other, and what Infinite Lotus calls it, it's refill paper. And so that's what I use to print everything out. And I actually just ordered 2 last night, again, because I knew I was buying all these printables that I'm gonna need more paper. So that's what it's called. And so when you look in the descriptions, it's under other, and it says refill paper. So that's the paper that I get, because I love their paper so much. It's the best paper, and it's absolutely worth it. But yeah, so we have the monthly section, and then we're gonna try these new inserts from Rosie Papeterie, and I think these are weekly. Number 4 is what they're called it. But what I like is that it's, I don't know, I love how clean it looks, right? So we have all of our weeks, and even the weekends have like their own dedicated area. They match the weeks. I do so much on the weekends since I do work and go to school, that for me it's important that the weekends get just as much attention or space as the weekdays. A lot of like planners and like inserts focus on the weekdays. I do so much on the weekends that it's honestly, if the weekdays were smaller and the weekends were larger, I probably would like it better, just because to me it's more functional. But you get your full week, so this is an entire row. You get line section, and then you get a little check mark section, which I love because I just make my own little check boxes. So here I can just have my to-do list, and then I can just outline like what's going on that day, like if we have class, a meeting, if there's a deadline, anything like that. So I really, like, when I saw these, I instantly was like, those are amazing. So I'll try these out. There's also a note section and a next week section, so I can put upcoming deadlines. Like if a paper is due next week, I can put that here. If something's going on or I need to like plan out something, I can put that in the note section. There was just, I saw so much potential with these inserts, and I was like, I'm gonna grab those. So I ordered those last night and just printed them out now. But we're gonna do, so I put the weekly behind the monthly because to me that makes sense, right? Like that's all the plans. And then I have this to-do insert from Infinite Lotus that I filled out in my first video, and this is just all of the major assignments, like my presentations and my papers. And so these I can keep for notes and then just to like track progress, but also have deadlines. So this is gonna essentially be like the deadline section. I don't know, maybe not deadline. I would say like projects and exam section. I know a lot of like planner inserts, like the Erin Condren Academic Planner has a projects and exam section. Actually, I think they just put it behind the month, I can't remember. But this is just to outline important things going on. And then if I ever do go back to printing out syllabuses, I would probably put that here. This is really just like course information. That might be a better way to call it. And then the last tab will be the note section. So again, I printed out these Cornell notes and we're gonna put in here. I also need to print out some lined notes and put them in here just so there's options. Actually, I think I might have line notes. Let me see what I have. Okay, so I found some note inserts from Cloth and Paper. So I liked using these in residency last year because they have dates on here and then I can really like format them however I like. That's what we're gonna do. So notes for residency as well as assignments. And then during residency, what I'll do is I'll like mark what day it is, and that helps. And then this will just be for all of the readings and all of the assignments that I have to do when I'm studying. So now that this is officially set up, and I'm gonna set up some of the weekly inserts with you too. We'll backdate and then set up next week just to see how it's gonna look. But I really wanna cover the notes. So these cues can be anything that help you see where the information is. So when you're, you know, taking notes, sometimes people do like an outline style. So you'll write like if I was doing it on here, chapter 1, and then maybe like the title, and then you'll do an outline. So you'll do like the main concept here. Like if it was for history, you would do the years, what happened during that year, next year, what happened during that year, or so on. Like topic, information, well, more like topic, subtopic, information, topic, subtopic, information, etc. And with Cornell Notes, it really helps organize your notes. So a lot of people see this as like a waste of space, but what you can put in here is different like questions. So if you're studying for an exam and you know that something is going to be on the exam, like I did this a lot in high school and middle school, like I would, if they would give you like study guides, put the question here and like any of the information that's important to that question. For my current class, it's leadership and management, and so really we're not going to be like quizzed on anything. Like there's no quizzes when you're getting your doctoral program. It's just papers. But what I'll do is when I see theories, because based off of the syllabus and what I know about residency, we're going to be discussing theories and important information. So I'll probably do, my plan is to do 1 page per chapter. So this entire page will be for chapter 1. And I will highlight important theories or concepts that I think are important. And so for an example, the second chapter is about trade approach. So I would write trade approach, write down important concepts that I think is important, any theories that are in there, which there are a few, but I can't remember on the top of my head because I was reading late. But then I would write like, you know, theory here, information about that, theory here, information about that. You can do, as I mentioned, like full questions or maybe even a statement. So if you're like trying to do like an argument for a paper and you want to use it that way, you could put your theme or your thesis and then here, and then any like objections or like pros and cons, and list it out. And so what it does is that it organizes. And in my next plan with me, I will definitely share, because I'm studying all day today, so I'll fill these out and I'll share what these look like, and then I'll also share them on Instagram and my academic page. So make sure you'll follow my academic page, because what I can do is definitely upload like my notes each week if y'all want to see it. But it's a way to organize it, and you can make it however you want. There's like not one like way you have to do it. Like you name it, you can list it out however you want, and it can help, it just frames it, and it makes it easier for when you're going back to go in here and say, okay, you know, chapter 5, we're going to talk about like theory, so let me find where I wrote down that theory and then what I thought was important on those notes, or the important concepts of those notes. And so it's just an easy way to like navigate your notes. So that's why I always loved it. It made it so much easier to go back and study, and it just really highlighted things. So that's that section. And then at the bottom is a summary. So this is where you can also do reflections. That's a big thing. What I like to do is just provide like a brief summary of the entire chapter, since I'm doing it by chapter. Or if you're writing a paper, you could even just put like your abstract in here if you want, like the rough draft of it. Or any like notes. So like it doesn't have to be a paragraph, it can be bullet points. Just like you can do final definitions. It's really up to you, but that's a general way of using Cornell Notes, and it's my favorite way of taking notes, as I mentioned. So we have that, and we have the new section, which looks really good. I love how organized it is, so I can easily flip. I can get to my month, see all my deadlines. I'll probably get another bookmark. I know I have one somewhere. Or I can do like a sticker, and we can do the weekly agenda. So what I think I'll do is, because I'm recording this on a Saturday, I'll just wrap up the week that I'm currently in here, and then we'll fill out next week on here, and then I can show y'all, what I plan to do with this section. Alright, so I have some stickers from Papeterie Planning, so a few custom scripts, and then some dots and drops, and I'm gonna pull out that Erin Condren planner, and we are just going to transfer over all of my deadlines and tasks that I need to do for the class. So I'm going to do a little fast forward since I'm just transferring everything and then show y'all how I set everything up. Alright, so while I was creating this, I just saw how much I'm going to love this, and so I think y'all saw that I printed out the additional inserts so I could just do the entire class, and then I have a few extras as well, and based on how well these work during this class, I'll probably use them during the next, but I just really love how this, like how functional this is. So I filled out the entire weeks just for like deadlines. That way it's easy just to see everything. And then I also filled out the next weeks like I shared, like I planned on doing. So I always highlight, or I'm highlighting what is due the upcoming week if there's something big due, like my final paper or other papers. Just like discussion posts and stuff like that. It's not, you know, as important, but yeah, I really love this. So on this side is where I'm holding deadlines and meetings. So for example, I'll have to meet with my, we're doing a group presentation during residency. So I think we're meeting either Monday or Tuesday of next week. I don't know. But once I get a group date set with my partner, then I'm going to put that in here. And then we have a class that we signed up for. So I'm doing that on Friday. So I just highlighted that and really love that I have like a functional space for it. And then I have my little to-do list, and so I can write out everything that I need to do. So I already marked out things that I've done just so I also like can keep track of it a little bit better. But you know, I have things like pick my partner. I update my Google Drive each after each session to make sure that everything's organized, and I start a new folder for all of the assignments that I'm doing during this class and so on. And then just little things that I need to do for my class. And then I'll also probably in here like take notes of what I need to like do. So I'm probably going to break down my paper and my readings like y'all see here on what I want to have like do and have completed by the end of the week. And I might even put that here. I kind of like that idea. So let me see and show y'all what I'm talking about, because I feel like I keep going back and forth. But like this is also another reason why I generally don't record when I switch things over, because I feel like I go back and forth more than I normally do. And like things change when I'm setting things up, like just now when I like had to reprint the inserts, because that wasn't the goal at all. But once I learned like once I decided that I'm probably going to really love these, I just knew that like I'm probably going to stick with these, especially since I'm taking this with me to residency. That's another big component, is I'm probably going to want to make sure that I have all this to reference and it breaks everything down. So yeah, so I'll have finish, and because these aren't like actual deadlines, it's like self deadlines essentially. I like that I have this little spot for it, because it's still where all the other deadlines are, but you know, these aren't, you know, I don't have to finish this by then. This is just a deadline that I finished or did for myself. I can't talk, I need coffee. It's pretty early that I'm recording this, but I just like woke up and wanted to do this video and get everything together so I can spend my day studying. So this is me without coffee. And then I'm gonna do So what I'm doing, because we have to have our books read by residency, is I did 1 book a week, despite the fact that one's pretty much double the size of the other. But the one that's double the size is more important. So I'm like doing my notes, as I mentioned, my little Cornell notes. And so I'm going to take notes of each chapter so that way I can refer back to them. And so I am reading it, like the first book this week, the second book this week, and then I'm just going to review my notes and then like skim like the summary chapters just as a recap the week before residency, just so it's all still fresh. I'll also probably read it on the plane, not gonna lie. I highlight different sections as well, so different things like that. So review, notes, and then we'll do reread. And that's just so it's, you know, fresh. And then we have a residency schedule, so I can always look back at my notes as well throughout residency. But yeah, I really like this and I'm really excited for this. And that is my updated academic section. If y'all have any questions, let me know. As I mentioned, I'll share my notes probably on Instagram, and then on my plan with me, I'll do a little flip through of this section to show y'all what it looks like. I also found this when I went to go get more paper, so I'm going to use this as my bookmark in here, and then I can have like little sticky notes too of notes that I need to jot down. And then yeah, other than that, that is going to be it for this video. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to let me know, and thank you guys so much for watching.